Morning. It's Wednesday, I think the 23rd. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since like 6 unnecessarily because I thought I was going to need more time in the morning to get ready to go to Tokyo, but that was not the case at all, and now I'm just really tired. And I can't have a coffee because my stomach was really upset yesterday, so I don't want to screw with it. As far as the only thing I have to do now is kill about a half hour and then get on the bus, go to the airport, and go from there. Because although I technically still need to put my laptop in the bag, but that'll be quick. Actually, I don't know if I even really need to take my laptop. I got 30 minutes. I can figure it out. Well, I guess it's time to say goodbye to the view, at least for a few days. It's been almost a half hour, so I should probably start getting ready to go down to the regular bus stop so that then I can get to the airport bus stop and then I can actually get to the airport. I would have taken the train, but it wound up being a lot cheaper for me to fly, so I'm going to be flying. Hopefully it doesn't rain on me too much while I'm in Tokyo. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much here either, because then it'll stink when I get back, because I live right by the marina there. So, I don't know, it could be worse. I did decide not to take my laptop with me though. Don't really need it, especially since I'm taking a pretty nice camera with me. I'm just using my phone for these videos because I packed the camera and I don't want to get it back out because I'm lazy. But I got a pretty nice little camera that I'm taking with me, so I'll be using that. It's only 8 in the morning and it's already hot as fuck. All I can say is hopefully the bus and the airport are nice and air conditioned. Good God. You know it's a small airport when there's only 3 gates. Hopefully we start boarding soon. Okay, so I've got about 10 minutes to kill before my train to the city comes. I'm in the train station now. That's not my platform. My platform's over that way. But I'm trying to be out of the way so that this doesn't annoy anybody. Yeah, so it's about another hour and a half-ish to my hotel. So I might take some video on the train, but other than that, I'll see you at the hotel. And that was pretty much the extent of the actual vlogging that I did for my trip. I wound up still taking a lot of pictures with the camera that I brought, but there was a couple of reasons why I didn't do any more vlogging. One, it's a pain in the ass to get the videos off of my phone, and I didn't want to use my nice camera because with the SD card that I had, I wouldn't have been able to take very much video. And secondly, I decided that I would rather enjoy my trip, or rather my vacation, as my mom always said, through my own eyes instead of through a camera lens, because that I'll actually be able to remember and enjoy it better, as opposed to being worried about trying to get all the good, all the good shots in the video and whatnot. Like I said though, I did still take a lot of pictures. I am going to try to show those off as best as I can. With I'll be commenting here and there on it, but other than that, this is really the extent of what I've got. If that disappoints you, I'm sorry, but like I said, I wanted to actually enjoy my vacation. So hopefully, what I do have though, you wind up enjoying, and then I will talk a little bit at the end about like some stuff on my trip that was like especially fun or whatever that I didn't get pictures of, and some things that I would definitely recommend doing, but that'll be towards the end. So, okay, so one of the first places that I went was, of course, Akihabara, which I did take a few pictures when I first got there, but I was more concerned with lunch at the time, because by the time I got there, it was like almost 3 p.m. and I was frickin' hungry. And then just in the hotel room, making sure the camera was working and whatnot. And then this should be Ueno, which is where I went for dinner, which is actually where there was a Hard Rock Cafe that was actually pretty reasonably priced. And not too far from where my hotel was at, too. So, nice and convenient. And then the next group of pictures that I have is from the Edo-Tokyo Museum. Now, of course, for me, I'm a bit of a history nut. So this was kind of interesting for me because what it is it's a museum that shows the progression from the city of Edo, which was like the 1600s ish that started, if I recall correctly. I'll fact check that, and then shows it progress into modern Tokyo. So that's going to be the next good bunch of pictures that I've got. So I'll just let that go for a little bit. I'll stop talking for a minute. I was correct earlier about my 1600s-ish date. It's listed, from what I'm seeing here, about 1603 to 1605, depending on who you ask. So I was right, but I wanted to make sure that I'm not wrong, because something like that would be kind of stupid to get wrong. And then now we're getting into the Tokyo Skytree. I originally was going to take a lot more pictures of the Tokyo section as well of the Edo-Tokyo Museum, but my batteries died and I didn't have spares. So that was all I managed to get at the museum. However, this is the Tokyo Skytree that I had with fresh batteries and everything. The main viewing deck is about 350 meters up, or if I recall correctly, about 1,200 feet. I could have paid extra to go up to the higher deck, which was, I believe, around 400 or so meters up. I don't remember, but I didn't feel like paying the extra money. Plus, I had enough of a decent time with this. The Skytree this year was celebrating, I believe, its 5th anniversary. So it's relatively new. Costed about $20 US ish to be able to get into the main deck, but then you're allowed to be in there as long as you want. I spent a good probably 2 hours there, so it wasn't too bad, and it was really good view. Unfortunately, it was a little cloudy, and then further away it was a little foggy, so I couldn't really see Mount Fuji or anything, which was kind of a bummer. But there really wasn't a whole lot that I could have done about it. Which, it's disappointing, but there's nothing I can do or could have done. But yeah, and even when you're on the ground, Tokyo still feels big. But then you get up here and you just see what looks like a never-ending sea of just concrete. So it really helps put things into perspective a bit. I mean, it still feels like a ginormous city, and it is, but this just makes it feel that much bigger because you look on and all you see is just fucking concrete and just a never-ending sea of it. And then they have a couple of spots where they have a glass flooring. You can look straight down and see just exactly how far up you are. And then I also went to Tokyo Tower, which is starting about now. The main deck is about 150 meters up, so it's about half as tall as, or the main deck is about half as high up as the Tokyo Skytree one. And you can see the Skytree from Tokyo Tower, but Tokyo Tower is more in the center of the city. And Tokyo Tower has also been around for a lot longer than the Skytree has. So while the Skytree may be higher, the Tokyo Tower is a bit more iconic, I guess you could say. But because it's also more in the center of the city, you get a bit different of a view as opposed to just seeing a never-ending sea of concrete. You can actually see various buildings and whatnot. And then there's a couple signs that say there's one, I think it'll come up shortly, where it's only, I think, 12 kilometers from Haneda Airport, which is a very nice airport. It's not the airport that I flew into. I flew into Narita to save a lot of money, and then took a train into the city. But yeah, and there is actually a temple up there too, and I do have a couple. And then it tells you how to, I guess, use the temple. I don't want to say use the temple, but that's yeah. I said it. That's what I'm stuck with. Yeah, right there. 12 kilometers to Haneda Airport. I knew I had it in there somewhere. And then that is, I believe they called it, it's the mystery ball. It was a rubber baseball that they found inside the antenna post when they went and did maintenance in August of 2012. They have no idea how it got up there. And there is a higher viewing deck in Tokyo Tower as well, but when I went, that higher viewing deck was actually closed for maintenance, and you couldn't get up there even if you had the extra money to do it. So I did not get the chance to.
I actually remember I was standing and looking at. I was looking towards the ocean, and a couple of people came up. They stood next to me, and one of them jokingly said, "Oh, where's the Trump sign?" And I of course responded, "Hopefully we don't see that here." And they started laughing. But at the same time, I felt kind of good because not only was I able to understand their Japanese, but I was able to respond correctly, and they understood me, which made me feel pretty good. I'm nowhere near fluent, but I at least have a pretty good idea of what's going on. I at least can do basic conversations, at least. When I came to Tokyo Tower, too, for a little while, the sun actually poked out for a bit. Whereas when I was in the Skytree, the sun kind of stayed hidden behind the clouds most of the time. But it was also, by the time I got to Tokyo Tower, it was, I believe, around 5:30 p.m., and I hung around there for about an hour. Well, that was because I had dinner plans for around 7, so I left Tokyo Tower at about 6:30, so I could for sure get to my dinner that I was going to meet people at. And then, of course, I have some Akihabara at night, because dinner was actually at a ramen place, not the place that has the monster ramen that you may have heard of, but it was at a ramen place in Akihabara. And then, of course, being the nerd that I am, I had to explore a little bit more. And I did wind up buying a couple of things, like a couple figurines. I did buy a couple, but I didn't want to buy a whole lot of stuff because I had just a carry-on with me. I didn't have an actual thing of luggage. I just brought a carry-on, so I was trying to be good about not buying a whole lot of souvenirs or nothing. But it looked so much more different at night than during the day, so I whipped out my camera and did take a good few pictures. This should be some of the last pictures that I had, though, because the very next morning I originally was going to go to the Imperial Palace, but I wound up not having time, so I wound up meeting up for, I guess, brunch, because it was in between breakfast and lunchtime, and then I had to get on the train and go to the airport to fly back to Oita Airport, and then get on the bus to then get back to Beppu, and then go back to my apartment, and then go home. But I did have an amazing time. So yeah, that was all the pictures that I took, and I did try to do a little bit of like a voiceover with it. Unfortunately, I do have my windows open because it is a very nice day outside temperature-wise. It's a little rainy, but temperature-wise it's nice, so I have my windows open so that I don't have to run my air conditioning. And there is a bit of traffic, so there was a good bit of background noise, and the equalizer did kind of mess with my voice a little bit. I'm sorry, but it didn't mess with it a whole lot from what I could tell. So hopefully it doesn't wind up being vastly different after it renders. If it does, I apologize. But anyway, as far as the trip itself goes, I wound up having a great time. I would definitely recommend going if you have the time and the money, depending on where you live, because I know like if it's like $2,000 round trip almost from the U.S. to Tokyo. Excuse me, but I would, if you want to go, I would definitely recommend it. It was a great time. There's a ton of stuff to do. If you're a history nut like me, I definitely would recommend the Edo-Tokyo Museum. There's a few other more historical type museums. They were unfortunately closed when I went. And of course, if you're more of a nerd, I guess, or you like anime, or even you just want to explore it for exploration's sake, I would definitely recommend Akihabara. There is a ton of stuff to do. There's a ton of different shops there of varying types. Like if I wanted to, I could have bought all the parts for a brand new gaming PC and built it myself. Which honestly, if I had the money, I probably would have done, because it's actually cheaper to buy them in person than it is to order them and then do it that way. So maybe next time I go, maybe I can bring a bigger bag and buy PC parts and get a new PC together. Maybe, but yeah, there's just a ton of stuff to do. It really just depends on you and what you want to do. If you do wind up going to Tokyo, I would recommend doing a bit of research, seeing what all the city has to offer that you personally have an interest in. I can recommend things all day, but at the end of the day, it's down to you whether or not you want to do certain things. And there are definitely things that I still want to do that I didn't get the chance to, so I have an excuse to try to go back, which I'm going to take full advantage of when I get the chance. And honestly, hopefully you did enjoy this, I guess, vlog, even though it's not really a vlog, because I'm kind of new to the whole vlogging thing. So, I mean, it could be worse, but if you're here for more of a serious type vlog, I'm going to get better about that. Like I said, I'm still new to vlogs. I will get better, and then I will be picking up my American's Life in Japan series that I've been doing. I will get better about doing that again. Right now, at least at the time of recording, it has been about a month since my Tokyo trip, which I know this is very late. And I also have a couple other videos that I'm working on, both for this channel and for my main channel, my gaming channel. There will be a link somewhere in the description, probably. And like I said, I have stuff that I'm working on that I'm editing. It's in the editing phase. It's recorded. I just need to edit it. Like I need to cut it down, and then there's a couple of like effects that I want to add to a couple of them. And then I'll get those up, and then once I get those up, then I'll start recording more new stuff, and then hopefully I can get into a more regular schedule. And I do also do live streams over on my Twitch, which there's a link on my gaming channels page. However, I said I was going to do a regular schedule, and then I followed it for about 2 weeks, and then I kind of stopped, mostly because I was getting ready up for my vacation, and then when I came back, I just never got around to doing it again. So I'll try to get that back up, and maybe I can just do more Q&A type stuff eventually. I don't know. This is all kind of new to me. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a comment and let me know. I'm pretty good about responding, both to comments as long as they're actually relevant. If it's something stupid like first, or or if it's any form of hate, I will probably either just ignore you or I will remove it, especially if it's a hate one, just because I deal with enough negativity on my own as it is, because I'm just a very negative person. I see the worst in a lot of things. I don't need more of that in my life, because I'm trying to be a better person. Hence why I'm doing all this, because I'm still kind of shy about this whole YouTube thing. I've been doing it for a little over a year, and I'm still kind of shy about it. But I'm working on it. And the few of you that have been with me for almost the whole time, you've definitely seen me progress a bit, and I will get better, I promise. But anyway, I'm good about, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm good about responding, especially if it's my Twitter, because if it's on my Twitter, it'll actually send a notification to my phone, and then I'll see it, and then as long as I'm not at work or something, I will do my best to try to respond to you. I'm pretty good about responding to comments as well. Like I said, as long as they're not stupid or hateful or something like that. So, if you have any, if you have any questions about like things to do in Tokyo or anything, just hit me up. Let me know. I'm more than happy to respond to you guys. But to, I guess, kind of end things off, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know. Do feel free to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be getting more regular about this channel, and then my gaming channel, which is my main channel. I have 3 new series that I'm working on. I'm not going to spoil anything here because they are all surprises. And feel free to go over there, check that stuff out, subscribe if you like it. If you don't, whatever. I can't force you to like or dislike nothing. But I guess this is the end of the video because I have no other idea how to end this.